Well, hello and welcome back to Teacher Kenny's English for Everyone. And looks like today my old student Bonnie is going to ask me some questions.
Yeah,
How are you, Bonnie?
I'm doing great now. Just finished my breakfast. And I want to ask you, since Teacher's Day is coming, why did you want to be an English teacher like 10 years ago?
Oh, God. Well, one night I met some Korean girls online and they were hunting for an American to help them with pronunciation, their vocabulary.
Oh,
And I spent the next few months helping these girls with their vocabulary.
yeah.
And I said, and I said, well, that would be a cool job to have,
Wow.
you know. But,
So you really enjoy teaching others.
yeah, I enjoyed it. I never dreamed that I would do it, but I enjoyed it.
You have never
And
imagined
that,
you would be an English teacher one day, right?
yeah, this was back in 2003.
So what were you doing
Uh,
at that time?
I had my business and I had my business by day. And at night, I would talk to foreign people on the computer. And that's how I met the girls from Korea.
So,
And they were really sweet. They went to an all girls school.
oh,
Uh,
it's
but,
typical
but that,
in that country.
yeah. But that made me think about teaching,
Hmm,
understand?
sounds great.
But it wasn't, but years later in 2008 that I really thought about teaching,
So, just
you know.
2008. What's the main reason for that?
Well, you probably don't remember, but America had a big financial
I say,
crisis.
oh,
Uh,
I
yeah,
was in school.
mhm, and lots of businesses were going broke,
Okay.
and yeah, and I had a business that was not a necessity business, and I could feel things getting bad, and so I started thinking more and more about teaching. Uh, And later I sold my business and
How
I
much?
studied my, huh?
How much did you
I,
sell? Did you earn for selling your business?
not very much.
Okay.
But I got out from under it and, I wanted to, see about teaching. You know, I knew if I was going to do it, I knew I needed to do it.
That's
So
good.
I spent almost a year, maybe not that long, but I spent some time getting my teaching certificate.
So it's like
And then when I got my teaching certificate, I started talking to the colleges.
well, that's why. So my university is your uh, third place, right, in China.
Yeah,
So
Chongqing was my third
what were
city.
your first two universities like?
Well, my first university was in Fuyang, and it was a technical college kind of thing, not real big, about 9,000 students.
That's a
But I
lot.
got to teach
Hmm.
all the yeah, and I got to teach all the English majors, the Da E, Da R, uh,
Freshman and sophomore. Yeah.
yeah, and they were great. And I wrote a book about that first year in Fuyang.
Wow, that's cool.
Uh,
I hope you can
and it
share
was
us
really
your
good.
book later.
Yeah, yeah. I need to send you a book.
Yeah,
Uh, but I still talk to some of those students today.
that's cool.
Uh,
So,
yeah.
can you
Then
share us
I went to.
your first day in China? What was your first day in China like? And any
My first
adventures
day.
you want to share?
I'll tell you a story. Yeah. My first day, I landed in Beijing early in the morning, like
Like
4 o'clock
4 a.m.
CDN.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was expecting Chinese people everywhere, but,
Because we have a
because,
large population.
yeah, but there was no people, very, very few people at the airport.
You have to know people
And,
sleep at night.
yeah, well, I figured that out, but, and I remember going to, the place where I'd have to wait on my plane to Hefei,
Oh yeah.
and I could hear planes. Yeah, I could hear planes outside, Bonnie. The planes landing outside, and I want to see the planes landing,
Yeah.
but the pollution was so bad I couldn't see the planes.
Really? You
Uh,
mean the
yeah,
foggy day?
it was very bad. The pollution and the fog.
Wow.
But, I ended up. I got my plane to Hefei, and I landed about 10 o'clock.
Wow.
And and like in the movies, there were people from my school holding up the little sign,
Where is
Teacher
the
Kenny.
where is
Yeah,
Kenny?
uh, yeah, they were holding the sign up, and so I met them, and by then it was about time to eat lunch.
And
Uh, and they said before we get on the bus back to Fuyang, we'll go eat lunch.
they took you by bus.
I said okay. I said,
The people on the
well,
bus
we
will
went.
look like you look like they are looking at
Yeah,
a monkey. They look at you
well,
like they are
they thought
looking at monkeys.
they were holding their phones up, going "Blah way, blah
Wow.
way, blah way,"
Famous.
and but right by the airport there was a noodle shop, and this was the old Hefei. Well, actually, we went from airport to the bus station, and right by the bus station there was a noodle shop.
Wow.
So we went into the noodle shop,
That's
and as
your
soon as we
first
walked in,
that's your first try, right? To eat
yeah,
Chinese
and like I
noodle.
said, all the people are going "Blah way, blah way, blah way," and they're taking their pictures of me, and we ordered some noodles and sit at a table, Bonnie. But I had never used chopsticks.
So what's your first
Well,
chopsticks like?
I was
Using
I was very
chopsticks
hungry,
experience.
and they gave me my chopsticks, but I couldn't pick it up. I'd pick it up and fall, and pick it up and fall. Yeah, and I'm
Really?
hungry. I want some noodles and pork.
So you use your fingers?
So what I ended up, no, I put my two chopsticks together, and I put them in the noodles and started turning.
Turning, spinning. Yeah.
Then
And
I could
then
then I could pull up and do like that. And when I did that, the people started clapping.
that's the
They're
first
taking
time
they're
they
taking
see
pictures.
you really can't use
Yeah.
chopsticks. Why don't
But
you?
but they
Why
were they
didn't
were.
you practice before you came to China?
Well, I lived in America. I never seen a chopstick until I got to China.
Wow, you can't even
Um,
sing
you know,
chopsticks.
but anyhow, we got our noodles and we
Thank
got
you
on the
for your
bus.
adventure of using chopsticks, Star. That's great.
I, it was you had to be there to see how everybody's staring at me and taking my picture. And I'm doing my best to eat with
That's
the
great.
chopsticks.
It's just like we use forks to pick up the pizza to eat, to put the
Yeah,
pizza in our mouth. Fork and knife. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I've had to teach. I had to teach students how to use a fork.
Wow, really,
Believe it or
Wanda?
not, yeah, I took students. I took students to eat pizza.
So
Go
which
to
hand?
KFC for the first time.
Hmm. I always forget which hand to use fork, which hand to use knife.
It doesn't matter. I'm left-handed.
Oh,
Well, Joshua,
oh,
uh,
left-handed. I got it.
yeah. Uh, but we made it. We made it to Fuyong,
Yeah,
and they
I
showed me my house.
yeah, thank you so much. How did you feel when you finally became a teacher in that university?
Uh, I was happy to be there,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and school had already started, and so I was ready. I was ready to help the school and get started teaching. So I said, give me a couple days. We'll go to the store, go to the bank, and get my things in order. Then we'll have class. And
Okay.
my first class was in the afternoon,
And then
and some sophomores, kind of like what you were. And I walked into class, and everybody's staring at me. Like, here's our new foreign teacher. And I had to write on the board, Teacher Kenny, from
use your
America.
left hand, right? Mm-hmm.
And, use my left hand.
And
Uh,
after that
and
class, how did you feel?
well, at first, I was a little afraid at first,
Afraid.
because I never seen 40 Chinese girls in one room before.
Oh,
I don't think there was any boy in that class.
that's funny because
And
English majors are mainly girls, ladies.
they're,
Mm-hmm.
they're mostly girls, and these were English majors. But I remember walking around the classroom and talking to the students, letting them introduce themselves. And there was this one girl, she was staring at me the whole time, just watching everything I would do. And she said, "You're beautiful." And
That
the whole class started laughing.
they say
But what it
Kenny is
was, my eye,
beautiful. That's funny.
but she saw my blue eyes. Remember, Chinese girls
Oh.
all have brown eyes, and here I am, I got blue eyes.
Mm.
And she goes, "You're beautiful." Uh, but it was, but the class went really well, and the rest is history. But the first few minutes, I was trying to think of something to say, because I just wanted to hear them speak to me, then
Give them
not
your
really try to
feedback.
teach them anything.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
I really didn't, I wasn't worried about teaching that day. I just wanted to talk to my kids. Yeah.
Do you feel very happy when your students say you were beautiful?
That was really funny. Yeah. I wish you could have been there. That was so funny, Bonnie.
Yeah, I
Cause,
wish I was
'cause she was
there.
serious.
Yeah.
I mean, you imagine I'm walking around in the class and
Say a
she's
good
staring at me
feedback.
like, yeah, she's just watching everything I'm doing. And, it was really cute. It was really, really cute.
Uh,
Um,
so,
but
will you
anyhow, I had a
share
good,
any other adventures you have been there? You have been in.
well, I've done lots of things. I was trying to think of something maybe from that first year, because we always went together. The students, we went to the grocery store together. The
To buy some
uh,
vegetables?
hot pot, we'd go eat hot pot and things.
Wow.
Because
Do you like a hot pot?
then, oh yeah, Washington. Uh,
Wow.
but remember, then I didn't know any Chinese. I knew like ni hao, like wei ni hao,
Yeah, like that.
uh,
But now you
and
know
they
a
were
lot.
teaching me. Yeah, oh yeah, it's a long time. But for days, I would walk around every morning. I'd be going Cao Seng Ha, Cao Seng Ha, Cao Seng Ha, and then
I have to
in
say
the
your
afternoon,
Mandarin is it's great too. Your Mandarin.
uh, that Mama Hoo Hoo.
Oh.
But I remember practicing, Xiao Ha, and then they started teaching me like Mama Hoo Hoo, Fei Chong. Uh, then I got QQ Messenger. When I got QQ Messenger, the students could type to me when I was at home and ask me questions.
That's
Uh,
great.
it was really good. Yeah,
You
I
have
had a good
been.
first year.
So, can we share your second year next time when you are free?
Yeah, well, we can talk about anything you want. Now, my next year was totally different. But yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I
But
can't wait
check it.
to listen to that story. Thank you
But
so
I do have
much.
a real funny story.